I'm Toria Livingston. This is my son Tayden, and um, I guess I'm new to all of this. It was I watched the movie from my friend Tasha that was out there. I never even made the connection of I guess the vaccine injury or even that it was vaccinations because when I had him I was so excited to be a mom, and I did everything that I thought was right in terms of getting him vaccinated on time and just thinking that I was doing what was best for my son. I remember when he was almost 2, and we took him to the doctor, and he got his his vaccination. I believe it was the MMR one. He I would joke with my friends, and I would always say, I feel like someone took my precious little baby and dropped off this little bad little boy. And I was, it was always joking, but I noticed like a difference in him. He just and I didn't I don't have a situation where some of the parents where it was immediate, where it was he got the shot today and then tomorrow he's in the hospital. It wasn't that type of situation. It was more so of in his behavior over time. He didn't develop any speech, and then he just started having these weird, I guess, fascination with things, like paying attention to like the ceiling fan or the air blowing out of the vents. And so it was just a lot of behaviors that I considered to be, um, I guess, I thought was normal, but then when I compared him to other children, like in his daycare, I saw that there was a huge difference. And so we got him into infants and toddlers program, and he was they did diagnose him with it first initially a developmental delay, and then eventually with autism. And so again, I remember hearing about the studies where there was even the one that was mentioned in the movie about the one from CDC, but then it was like this doctor was completely discredited. So I never made that connection. I just assumed that I had a child that was born with autism. And then um, as I as I as I learned more about it, and I watched the video and the documentary, I started to make the connection. And so I can look at pictures from when he was a baby and he was just so engaged and laughing and things of that nature. And then it's like one day that just went away, and I never made that connection to know that it was the vaccinations. And what I've been struggling with since watching the documentary is I feel like I almost did this to my child. But it's just like I feel like a sense of guilt, because it's like I thought that I was doing the right thing, but then I look at what the end result is, and so I just live with a lot of guilt. And I know that I know that it's I didn't do it intentionally, but I just feel like a sense of guilt, because I wish that if I had known, I would have never moved forward. And I mean, I would have never done it. And so because of what we went through with him, it stopped me from wanting to even have any more children, because I feel like because I'm already in fear of, at this point, it sounds crazy, but I fear dying, because I think to myself, what's going to happen to my baby? Who's going to be here to take care of him?
Um,
And to think that I felt like I could have prevented it. I just live with a lot of guilt. I just live with a lot of guilt. And my husband. And so my husband, I have a stepdaughter, and she's, older, and she, has children, things of that nature. And my husband, although I know that he he understands, but then he doesn't, because sometimes I say to him, you don't understand because you have grandchildren and you've watched your daughter go on to go to college and live her life, and I may never get to experience that. And I'm so fearful to have another child because I just don't know what to. I don't know. That's why.
Well, okay. Here's what I say to you. First of all, the fear of what's going to happen to our children is every parent of an injured child's fear. So you're not alone. Good news is that this whole vax movement is bringing us all together. So we're going to be strong and we're going to look after each other. So by the time we finish with this, you won't have to fear dying because we'll all have each other's backs. That's the whole point of this. And so whatever happens, we got him. Okay, so that's what we're building here. Okay, just like you got my bill. So you need to, so don't worry about that. So I'm gonna get Anu to set you up so that you're in touch with all of us, because there's a huge group of people that will support you. But all the things that you're upset about and you're absolutely valid. So you've been lied to. You were a fantastic, perfect mother, and this is not your fault. And I know you feel guilt, carry guilt. I carry guilt, and as much as people tell us not to all you like, it's there. But we got to push that aside and use it into doing the best. So he's beautiful. He's doing really, really well. His talking, his comprehension of language is great, and there's a lot of people who are going to be able to give you lots more support going forward. So all in all, we've got to things are going to be good. We're working on it. Okay, so join us and be part of our tribe. I would say army, but I'm not allowed to say it anymore.
And that's what one of the ladies outside I was talking to, and she said, who's your tribe? And sometimes you just feel so alone. It's like I have a strong support system in terms of like my friends and family, and I know that they love me and support me, but it's like if it's not your life, you just don't understand. And it's like you try to get them to understand, but they just don't. They try to, but they just don't. And sometimes you just feel, I know that I feel sometimes so alone, like I'm just dealing with this alone. And now that I've kind of started to have more of a support system, and one of my friends that's here with me today, her family, same situation, and it's like I feel like she's God sent, because it's finally someone who understands how I feel, have the same worries, the same fears that I have. And even when our children play together, I can just let him be him, because she knows. She knows and she understands.
And is she here now, your friend?
Yes, she is
and which,
here.
Do I know her? Which one
Tasha,
is she?
she came in here a few people ago. But
right. Yeah.
And so,
and did you sign your name on the bus?
Yep.
Good for you. Good job. All right, so let me go out and just make sure that you know. Do you know the person who's organised it?
Amelia,
Amy. I did talk to Amy. Yes.
Yeah, you need to hang out with her. She's to be one of your new best friends.
Okay.